Welcome, coffee aficionados. Have you ever paused during your manual brew, watching those coffee grounds bloom, and wondered if that seemingly brief 20 or 45-second interval truly impacts the final flavor in your cup? If you've been diligently experimenting with your home brewing setup, you might have already noticed subtle or perhaps even significant shifts in taste based on the duration of this blooming phase. So, let's delve into the science and the sensory experience to definitively answer the question, does bloom time really affect coffee flavor? The answer, as we'll discover, is a resounding yes, and here's why. At its essence, bloom time refers to the initial period, typically ranging from 20 to 45 seconds, during which hot water first comes into contact with your freshly ground coffee. This crucial interaction allows the carbon dioxide, or CO2, that is naturally trapped within the roasted coffee beans to escape. However, this isn't merely a momentary pause in the brewing process, it's a pivotal stage that fundamentally sets the stage for the subsequent extraction of those desirable soluble flavors that make a truly exceptional cup of coffee. The primary purpose of this blooming phase is to effectively degas the coffee grounds. By allowing the trapped CO2 to escape unimpeded, the brewing water can then more evenly and thoroughly saturate all of the coffee particles. This uniform saturation is absolutely critical for achieving a balanced and consistent extraction of the myriad of soluble compounds that contribute to the coffee's complex flavor profile. If the bloom time is insufficient, meaning not enough CO2 is released, the remaining gas can create an uneven brewing environment. This can lead to channeling, where water preferentially flows through certain less saturated pathways, resulting in an under-extracted and often sour or weak-tasting brew. Conversely, if the bloom time extends for too long, the coffee grounds may begin to cool down or even partially dry out. This suboptimal temperature and moisture content can also negatively impact the extraction process, potentially leading to a flat, lifeless, or even bitter-tasting final cup. Let's break down the potential flavor outcomes associated with varying bloom durations. Under 20 seconds, insufficient degassing occurs. Trapped CO2 hinders even saturation, leading to uneven extraction and a brew that often tastes weak, underdeveloped, and potentially sour due to the extraction of less desirable acidic compounds. 30 to 45 seconds. This is often considered the sweet spot for most manual brewing methods. During this optimal window, a significant amount of CO2 is released, allowing the grounds to fully and evenly saturate. This promotes a balanced and flavorful cup, where the full potential of the coffee's inherent characteristics can shine through. Over 50 seconds. The extended contact time can lead to the grounds cooling down excessively or even beginning to dry out at the surface. This can result in a less efficient extraction, potentially yielding a final brew that tastes flat, lacking in vibrancy, or even exhibiting undesirable bitter notes due to the prolonged contact with certain compounds. I vividly recall an experiment I conducted with a beautiful single-origin Ethiopian bean. For 3 consecutive days, I meticulously brewed it using the exact same pour-over method, controlling every variable. However, on the 3rd day, while brewing, I momentarily got distracted by a text message and inadvertently allowed the bloom phase to extend for nearly a full minute. The resulting cup was noticeably different. It tasted strangely dull and lacked the vibrant fruitiness that I had come to adore in that particular roast. It was a stark reminder that timing, even in a seemingly minor step like the bloom, isn't just a technicality. It can profoundly alter the final taste experience. While there isn't a rigid, one-size-fits-all rule for the perfect bloom time, here's a systematic approach you can follow to discover what works best for your specific coffee and brewing method. Start with 30 seconds. This is widely considered the standard and a reliable starting point for most manual brewing techniques. Experiment gradually. Once you have a baseline, try incrementally adjusting the bloom time by 5-second intervals, both increasing and decreasing it. Carefully note any discernible differences in the resulting flavor profile of your brewed coffee. Taste with intention. To accurately isolate the impact of bloom time, ensure that you maintain consistency in all other brewing variables, including your brewing method, the specific coffee beans you are using, and your grind size. This will allow you to confidently attribute any changes in taste to the adjusted bloom duration. Adjust based on freshness. The freshness of your coffee beans plays a significant role. Fresher beans will typically contain more trapped CO2, and therefore, a slightly longer bloom time might be beneficial to allow for adequate degassing. Conversely, older beans that have already released a significant amount of their CO2 may require a shorter bloom time. It's also worth noting that different brewing methods exhibit varying degrees of sensitivity to the bloom time. Pour over, 30 to 45 seconds, generally the most sensitive to changes in bloom time. French press, 30 seconds blooming helps improve the clarity of the final brew. AeroPress, 20 to 30 seconds shorter bloom times are often used due to the rapid brew cycle. Drip machine, automatic. Machines with a bloom function often handle this automatically. In conclusion, yes, bloom time absolutely affects the final flavor of your brewed coffee. While the difference might sometimes be subtle, for home baristas who are committed to achieving consistency, depth, and the full potential of their chosen beans in every cup, mastering the bloom is a detail well worth the attention. Think of the bloom time as the crucial opening note in a musical piece. It sets the rhythm and lays the foundation for everything that follows in the extraction process. So, the next time you embark on your coffee brewing ritual, remember to set a timer and intentionally play with the duration of the bloom. You might be pleasantly surprised by the nuanced flavors waiting to be unlocked with just a few extra seconds of mindful preparation.